Hey, Patreon. What's happening, y'all? I'm feeling better. Thank y'all. I'm about to talk about all that feeling better out on the porch. I went and had a cigar earlier and recorded a 30-minute vlog. Now, if you're not into the talking that I do, I don't blame you. Just go to the end, and there's a little short lesson on like arpeggiating versus playing scales. I don't even know if it's really a lesson, but it's maybe some of you will know what I'm talking about, but it's kind of like different ways of looking at the same thing. So check that out. Before we go outside and have the cigar, though, let's do some shout outs. All right, we got a couple of new people here. Not too many, but a couple of new people. By the way, in the background is a set from Sanford. You can check it out online on YouTube. I'll put the link in there. Anyway, I don't know if it's any good or not. I've just started watching it so I could have some background music. Where are we at? Oh yeah, let's see, Patreon. Yo, what's up, y'all? Let me get my glasses. They're ugly, but this is what it is. All right, shout out Richard Souza. Welcome aboard. I had a buddy growing up in Maine named Jeff Souza. I knew him. He was crazy. I don't know if all you Souzas are crazy, but Jeff Souza was crazy. Thank you, Richard. I appreciate it. Ryan Kling. Thank you, bro. You just upped his patronage. I appreciate it. I need it more than ever. Man, did I get broke by taking all that time off. But I'm okay, and I'm making it through, and most of it's because of y'all. If it wasn't for y'all, I really wouldn't have even I would have had to ask for like a GoFundMe or something. Terror Hood. That's a pretty awesome name. Tarot Hood. Tarot Hood, what's up, bro? Thank you very much. Shout out Tarot Hood. E.B. Scott. Thank you very much, E.B. I appreciate it. Welcome aboard. And Morris Macklin Jr. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Brother Morris. I appreciate it very much. And then I got an upped patronage from Guardian Cybersecurity, my man. We've been communicating a little bit. Feel free, all of y'all, to communicate with me as much as you want. I don't care whether you're pledging $1 a month or $100 a month. If you message me, I will get back to you. It may take a little while. Be patient. Don't be afraid to message me a couple of times. Don't be afraid to shoot me an email, jasonricci1@gmail.com, and be like, yo, Jay, I already emailed you in 20 different places and you didn't respond. Sorry that you have to do that, but sometimes I mean to respond, and I see it, and then the phone rings or somebody calls on Skype, and I forget it. All right. John Duffy. Shout out to John Duffy. Shout out to Brian Dunhart, Brother Brian, and then Michael Marciano, that's where we left off last time. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 new pledges. Thank you, 8 new patrons. Welcome aboard. So, all right, what you're about to see after this is me sitting on the porch talking to you guys about whatever's on my mind with a little bit of harmonica content. So if you just got here, you've now unlocked, 35 vlogs. And some of them have harmonica content and some of them don't. I usually say in the title, like, if there's a lesson or if there's any harmonica stuff. And, you know, a lot of it's just behind the scenes kind of stuff that I can't really say on Facebook or can't really say on YouTube. If you want to see something go in a different direction, we're going to do that. I really want to get this Zoom thing together and have a Zoom Patreon thing. At the very least, we're going to do a live YouTube patrons only thing. You know, like, let's just find a date and a time, right? That would work. I gotta set it up so it works with England, Australia, and the United States. It's really, we gotta just pick the lesser of the evils for everybody. If I have to get up at 8 or 7 or 8 in the morning, I'll do it, and we'll make it happen. All right, you guys, thank you so much. All you new patrons, appreciate you all. Shout out to Brother Mal. I enjoyed our conversation yesterday. Shout out to Michael Marciano. I'm glad you're here. He's one of my oldest friends. Shout out to everybody. Appreciate you all. Check out the vlog. See what's up with me. See what I'm thinking about. If that kind of thing ain't your thing, go find, there's some free lessons on here just for you. there's just harmonica lessons, no vlog. Explore it all. I appreciate it. Thanks very much. We'll see you guys next time. Laters. Enjoy. Going out to have the cigar. What's up, Patreon? Good to see you guys. It's been a while since I've had a porch video, and we're back smoking a cigar today. This is, I had my first one last night. As most of you know, I was sick for 14 days or so. Still not 100%, but I just had to rub some dirt on it and go. My friend Joe Gelini is the drummer for Chawa. And his father used to tell him, like, you got to rub some dirt on it. But it was kind of like a negative thing, right? Like that was like the old school way of dealing with things. You know what I mean? Where, like, we don't acknowledge things like depression or anxiety or fear or injury even. You just rub some dirt on it and you keep going. So it's a complicated subject, right? Because, like, it's important to talk about things that are going wrong in our lives. It's important to acknowledge that we don't feel well, either physically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally. It's important to acknowledge those things. On the other hand, how much do we allow that to control us? How much do we decide, how much time do we decide we're going to take off to heal? How much time do we, you know, like the gymnasts, the one that went to the Olympics and said, I don't feel good, I'm not going to get I'm not going to go compete. It's tough. It's a tough call. I mean, on one hand, she's an athlete. You're sort of supposed to go and do it, right? If you don't feel good, well then maybe, you know, I don't know. What, you should have prepared harder mentally? I don't know. On the other hand, we have somebody that's acknowledging their mental health and saying, I'm not going to make a decision that I feel is reckless right now. But it's a fine line. It's a fine line because we can actually baby ourselves too much to the point where we find ourselves in a state of paralysis. I know from dealing with mental health issues, and as most of you know, right, I was diagnosed pretty young and then was diagnosed, like, I don't know how many more times after that with bipolar disorder. And as you can probably tell from my videos, I run on the manic side. So depression isn't a big part of what I experience frequently. However, when I do go into that place, it's bad. Like, and I feel my heart goes out to everybody that runs more frequently on that side of things. Okay, so, you know, like, I don't want to get out of bed, like, not even to go to the bathroom. Like, I have to go to the bathroom, and I don't even want to get out of bed. I don't want to shower. I don't want to brush my teeth. I don't want to do anything. I don't care if the TV's on. I don't care if it's off. I don't care if there's music. I don't care if there's not. It just doesn't matter. I just don't feel anything. And it's terrible. It's a terrible place to be. And what I've noticed with that is that I will give myself some time to experience that, to feel that, and to be with that, and to be okay with it, and to accept that it's happening. But then I got to take the shower. I got to get up. It doesn't matter. It might be a day, it might be 2 days. But I notice that the more I sit there, the more upset I get. It just doesn't work to just acknowledge it. Eventually, I have to do something about it. And my buddy Joe Gelini's dad, as insensitive as he was to the acknowledging of pain, of difficulty, sometimes, folks, we got to rub some dirt on it. Sometimes we got to just get up and go and do it. 14 days of being sick. I did everything the doctor was supposed to say. I rested. I drank the liquids. I did everything you guys said. I made all the teas. I slept. I didn't smoke any cigars, right? I relaxed. And I just didn't get any better, right? So at one point yesterday, I said to myself, I'm going to rub some dirt on it. I'm well enough to do this. I might have to spit in a bucket. I might cough a couple of times. And just psychologically, the minute I made that decision, I felt better. It's tough. It's tough. It's a tough call. And I feel that even this very subject is a sense of recklessness. That even bringing this up is a little reckless. Because I don't want you at home. A lot of people have been writing me because of a couple of Facebook posts about addiction and even mental health. And I've been talking to some people on the phone about that stuff. And in no way, shape, or form do I want to not acknowledge the hurt and the difficulty and the need to heal and the need to rest. But at the same time, I need to let people know that I have friends that I've watched who are suffering with depression, who have gotten worse over the years. And some of that, in my uneducated opinion, based only on experience, has to do with what I would say is a degree of coddling. A degree of saying, it's okay, cancel all the gigs, take all the time you want off. And why that may be good advice at a certain time, it may not be good advice later or for too long. And I think in this particular individual's case, he's getting worse. And he's getting more and more neurotic. And he's finding more and more things wrong with him. And it might be time to rub some dirt on it. Again, this is a reckless Patreon. But it's something I've been thinking about. Because I sit here on my porch right now talking to you guys, and I feel good. And just 2 days ago, I didn't. And the only thing that's changed is I made a decision to feel good. I'm not saying that faith or positive thinking supersedes Western medicine, supersedes the need for rest, health, self-care, anything. I'm just saying that we need to look at both. We need to look at both. For 14 days, I looked at rest. I looked at self-care. I looked at taking care of myself, taking the time off. And here I am now saying, you know what, enough's enough. 14 days, I'm not getting any better. I'm going back to work. No more Netflix, no more lying in bed. It's time to talk to people. It's time to get out. It's time to act as if. Act as if. Right? Because the subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between the truth and a lie. That's what Brother Lee Mack says, right? So when you wake up in the morning, you might as well tell it something good, right? It's going to be another great day, right? It's going to be another great day. Oh my God. I let this go out. What is going on? I don't know if it's the humidity in my humidor. I've been having a really hard time keeping things during this time that I've been sick. The humidity has gone nuts in New Orleans. Generally speaking, you don't want a cigar to go out. Sometimes you can't help it. Sometimes that has to do with humidity. But you can see we got a couple problems here. See that? That's not normal. And I trust this brand more than I trust me. I think it's something going on in my humidity. I did take the cigar out of the big humidor and put it into a smaller one with a lower humidity level. You get these little packs. That might have shocked it. It might have been too much. Anyway, and then coming out here where it's easily 90% humidity right now. 90%. Easily. Anyway, enough cigar talk. It still tastes good. I just heard it make that noise. It does taste good though. It's a good cigar. Drinking an Arnold Palmer. I sat here for a few minutes, taking in the neighborhood and the squirrels before I talked to you guys. I was thinking about stuff I wanted to talk to you about. Some harmonica stuff too. But mainly this thing. Rub some dirt on it. Not always. Not always. Sometimes we gotta heal. Sometimes we gotta rest. Sometimes we need to take a step back. Sometimes that step back can be just that. A step back. We can take one step back and find ourselves a couple of days later feeling like we're 2 or 3 steps back. 4 steps back. And then we don't know how we're going to get back to where we were. The financial stress, the things that we have to do, those things double up. We need to trust that everything is going to be okay and rest, or we need to get up and get going. It's tough. It's a tough call. It's really hard. I'm grateful to be in a position right now where these kind of nuances in my life can be noticed. I was talking with a friend yesterday, Mal, who's a regular in my life. He's a regular. He started off as a student, and he's become a friend over the years. And we talk a lot about this kind of stuff. And Mal is at a place now in his life where he's kind of not happy with the status quo. And I think that he's sort of reached a point of awareness situationally and emotionally and on whatever it's worth spiritually, where what was working a couple of years ago isn't working now. And that happens to all of us. And we need to make changes and we need to grow. And sometimes those changes are difficult and uncomfortable to make. But sometimes it's a lot easier to sit in the familiarity of discomfort. Our current situation, which we're not happy with, it's easier to stay there than it is to do something that you don't know how it's going to turn out and fix it. Okay. Or maybe not fix it, right? That's why it's hard. So sometimes it's a lot easier in the long run to make the change, see what happens, and then at least we tried. Than it is in the short run to sit where we're familiar and just go, okay, I don't like this, but this is the way things are. right? God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the world, the squirrels. Maybe I could change them. The courage to change the things I can, me, my life, my decisions, my thought patterns, my behavior, and the wisdom to know the difference. Not bad. This is the new Veriku Blue. It's brand new from Tatsuahe. It might have just needed to settle down a little longer than 2 weeks in the humidor. What's happening, y'all? All right. Let's do some harmonica. So, I thought I would show you guys the difference between improvising with a scale and improvising by arpeggiating. So, I was going to do Indian Red, but I'm just now thinking maybe I should keep it simpler. And let's do a blues. Let's start there. So I got a G harp. Dump truck blues. That's what we're going to call this. Dump truck blues. So I got a G harp and I'm going to play it in the key of D. So here's my root notes. So it's going to be impossible for me to improvise. I guess not impossible, but it'll be impossible for you to hear the progression if I don't at least hit the root notes. Meaning the first, the note of each chord that chord is named after. Okay? So even without arpeggiating the rest of the chord, I'm still thinking like I'm arpeggiating because I'm using the root note of each chord. You understand? Okay, so here's the blues, right? So 1, 2. Here comes 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here comes 5. Here comes 4. Back to 1. 2, 3, 4. Now here's arpeggiating the whole chord. Dump truck blues. That's now we got the trash truck blues. It's never blues when the trash comes in New Orleans. That cigar does remind me of another one from its family. Okay, so you heard. So the root note, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2 draw. Ready? And then 4 blow. 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4. And then all the notes. Alright, so that's all the notes in each chord, right? And I could add a 6 or a 7. So that was arpeggiating really, like in sequence on each chord, the 6s and 7s on each. Okay, so what would it sound like if I improvised and instead of doing that, just used the scale, but still picked one note, just the root note from each chord? Let's do it. One more time, root notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 5, 3, 4. 4, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. I'll use a blues scale. Now. So that was just using the blues scale, so you can hear how different that sounds. Now we got a big burn issue. Like I said, I trust the brand. It's a noisy automobile day out here, more than I trust myself. That doesn't mean it couldn't be. This one isn't going good on its own. It could be. It could not be me. But I'm going to start with it's me. See how that works out first. Then I'll look at what maybe needs to be changed outside. So back to the music. So anyway, like I said, I'm still thinking harmonically because I'm still hitting the root note. So let me try to play the blues without hitting any root notes, except for the one, right? So. I almost can't help it. So even when you're playing a scale, it's not just a bunch of notes that you just wail on. You're still picking and choosing certain notes of that scale that make sense. Okay, so and it doesn't just have to be root notes. See, I could have played 3 half-step bend on the 4, giving me the 7 of 4. I could have played the 4 blow on the 5, giving me the 7 of 5. Don't know what all this stuff means, don't worry about it. Look, I'm going to explain it to you over time, and I already have. I already have in my videos on YouTube. You may have to watch these videos several times, guys, or more. Watch them and go, I don't get any of this. Why am I watching this? And then say, because I'm going to let it just sink in. I'm just going to let it be part of me, right? We don't need to understand everything. Just being around something, right? Like you can learn a language in school. What do they always tell you? You got to go where it's spoken, right? Just hang out. Keep hanging out with me. Keep hanging out with everybody. With Liam and Ronnie Shellist and Tomlin and Philippe Gers, all them cats, and this stuff will start rubbing off on you. One day, I get emails all the time of people saying, "Oh my God, I just realized what a flat third is. And thank you, Jason. And I had no idea. And I love that more. I like that as much as playing music when I get an email like that. Veracruz Blue, jury's out. First cigar, probably operator error. The humidity in New Orleans. I don't know. I had one last night. That was perfect. But, well, I don't know. You know, you got to smoke a cigar 2 or 3 times sometimes before you really know. I mean, if it's terrible right off the bat, you know. Right? That's not for you. That cigar's not for you. About to get cut off here. All right. Love you guys. Thank you a lot. You guys took care of me this month when I was sick. And I know that without Patreon, I would have had to borrow some money to make it through that 2 months, or the 2 weeks. Thank you. Indian Red. Ready? Here we go. Arpeggiated first, and then with just a major pentatonic scale. Scale.